At a family gathering meant to celebrate unity, Lena Harris, a black woman, faced cruel humiliation from her husband and sister-in-law, who mocked her in front of everyone, until Lena unleashed a response so calculated and powerful that it left them reeling and redefined her future. Lena Harris, 38, was a successful real estate developer in Charlotte, North Carolina, known for her sharp business acumen and warm presence. Born to Jamaican immigrants, she grew up in a working-class neighborhood, earning a scholarship to Duke University and building Harris Properties, a firm specializing in affordable housing. By 2025, her company was worth $50 million, with projects revitalizing underserved communities. Lena's personal life, however, was less triumphant. Her marriage to Marcus Harris, a 40-year-old financial advisor, had been strained for years, marked by his growing resentment of her success. His sister, Vanessa, 42, a part-time event planner, shared his bitterness, often undermining Lena at every turn. The incident unfolded at a family reunion hosted at a Charlotte country club, an annual event for Marcus's extended family. Lena, despite her packed schedule, attended to support Marcus, who insisted it was important for appearances. She arrived prepared to navigate the usual tensions, Vanessa's snide remarks, Marcus's passive-aggressive jabs, but hoped to keep the peace. The gathering included about 50 relatives, mostly Marcus's side, with a few of Lena's cousins for support. The mood was festive, with laughter and chatter filling the air as families reconnected. Lena, dressed neatly in a cream blazer and slacks, mingled politely, though she felt the weight of being one of the few black faces in Marcus's predominantly white family. Vanessa, always eager to assert herself, took charge of the event, directing guests and basking in the attention. Marcus, meanwhile, stuck close to his sister, avoiding Lena unless prompted. As the evening progressed, the family gathered for toasts and speeches, a tradition where members shared updates or tributes. Lena, who rarely spoke at these events, planned to stay quiet, letting Marcus take the lead. When Marcus's turn came, he stood, glass in hand, and began a speech about family unity. But his tone shifted as he mentioned Lena. "I'm proud of my wife, Lena," he said, pausing for effect. "She's done so much with her little business, hasn't she? I mean, who'd have thought someone like her could pull that off?" The room chuckled, assuming it was a light-hearted jab, but Lena's stomach tightened. The phrase, "someone like her," carried a sting, implying her success was surprising because of her race or background. She forced a smile, hoping he'd move on. He didn't. Marcus continued, his words laced with mockery. "Lena's always working, you know. Too busy for family, but I guess that's what happens when you're trying to prove something." The laughter grew louder, more uncomfortable. Vanessa, standing nearby, chimed in. "Oh, Marcus, don't be mean. Lena's just doing her thing, building her empire while we're all here actually enjoying life." The crowd laughed again, some glancing at Lena, who sat rigid, her hands clasped tightly. Her cousins exchanged looks, sensing the hostility, but Lena signaled them to stay calm. The humiliation peaked when Vanessa, emboldened by the crowd's reaction, called Lena to the front for an impromptu toast. Reluctantly, Lena stood, aware all eyes were on her. Vanessa handed her the microphone with a smirk. "Come on, Lena, tell us how you managed to be such a big shot and still keep Marcus happy." The comment drew snickers, framing Lena as an overambitious wife neglecting her husband. Lena took the mic, her heart pounding, but her voice was steady. "I'm here to celebrate family," she said, keeping it brief. "Thank you all for coming." She handed the mic back, ignoring Vanessa's exaggerated eye roll. As Lena returned to her seat, Marcus muttered loudly enough for nearby relatives to hear, "Always so serious." "Lighten up, Lena." Vanessa laughed, adding, "Yeah, not everyone's impressed by your fancy deals." The words cut deep, not just for their cruelty, but for the public betrayal. Lena's cousins urged her to leave, but she stayed, unwilling to let them see her break. Inside, though, she was done. Done with the disrespect, done with a marriage that diminished her, done with playing small to appease Marcus's family. Lena spent the rest of the evening planning. She'd spent years building Harris Properties through discipline and strategy, and she wasn't about to let personal attacks undo her. By the next morning, she'd consulted her lawyer, drafting divorce papers to protect her assets. Marcus, unaware, assumed she'd brush off the incident as usual. Vanessa, meanwhile, bragged about the reunion on social media, posting photos with captions praising family unity, conveniently cropping Lena out. Lena's response was methodical. First, she addressed her marriage. She met Marcus at their home, laying out the divorce terms calmly. "I've given you years to respect me," she said. Last night was the end. Marcus scoffed, accusing her of overreacting, but Lena was resolute. Her lawyer had ensured her business was untouchable, and she offered Marcus a fair settlement, more than he deserved, but enough to avoid a drawn-out fight. Stunned, he signed, realizing too late that Lena held the power. Next, Lena turned to Vanessa. She'd learned Vanessa had been pitching event planning services to several of Lena's real estate clients, using her connection to Lena to gain access. Lena contacted each client, clarifying that Vanessa had no affiliation with Harris Properties and warning of her unprofessional conduct. Within days, Vanessa's bookings dried up, her reputation tarnished in Charlotte's tight-knit business community. Lena didn't stop there. She discovered Vanessa had been skimming funds from a charity event she'd co-organized with Lena's firm. Quietly, Lena provided evidence to the charity's board, leading to Vanessa's removal and a public apology. The final blow came through Lena's network. Harris Properties was a major player in Charlotte, and Lena's influence reached city officials, developers, and philanthropists. She didn't spread rumors or seek revenge outright. She didn't need to. Her decision to distance herself from Marcus and Vanessa sent a signal. Invitations to elite events stopped coming for Vanessa, and Marcus's financial advisory business, already struggling, lost key clients who valued Lena's trust. By the fall, Marcus was scrambling to rebuild, while Vanessa retreated from public life, her social media silent. Lena, meanwhile, thrived. She poured her energy into Harris Properties, securing a $100 million contract to develop a mixed-use community in Raleigh. She expanded her philanthropy, funding scholarships for Black women in business, earning her accolades from local leaders. Her divorce finalized quickly, and she moved into a new home, a symbol of her fresh start. Lena's cousins, who'd witnessed the reunion, spread word of her strength, and soon, her story circulated in Charlotte circles, not as gossip, but as a testament to her resilience. Marcus and Vanessa never fully recovered. Marcus took a job in another state, his reputation as a supportive husband in tatters. Vanessa, once a social fixture, faded into obscurity, her event planning business reduced to small gigs. Lena didn't gloat or seek apologies. She dismantled their influence with precision, not vengeance, proving her worth wasn't tied to their approval. At a community event in December 2025, Lena spoke about empowerment, sharing her journey without naming Marcus or Vanessa. "Respect yourself enough to walk away from what diminishes you," she told the crowd. The applause was deafening. Lena Harris had turned betrayal into a masterclass in strength, leaving her detractors in the dust and her legacy stronger than ever.